Well, hello there. My name's Susan Hamilton, and we are coming to you from the set of America's Real Deal. We've got the whole OBBM crew here, and I'm so excited to introduce you to Mark Timm.
Hey, Susan.
Mark, thank you so much
Nice
for joining us
here
today. I got to talk with Mark earlier. Mark is a business partner with Kevin Harrington, and you've seen his name associated with America's Real Deal and everything that's being sent out. So I thought it might be cool for you to kind of get the heart of what it is they're accomplishing here.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Mark, you've got a thing about being an entrepreneur and really leveraging as many legs as possible. It sounds to me like you believe in profitability.
Believe in profitability. Well, you know, as you mentioned, my business partner is Kevin Harrington.
Yeah.
He's the original shark from Shark Tank, and really he considers himself the entrepreneur's entrepreneur. So we find ourselves located wherever entrepreneurs are at, because that's where we feel the most at home. And we're here to help entrepreneurs. We're here to find America's Real Deal and see how we can help them get their message. If they've got a message, a mission, if they've got a passion or a purpose that the world needs, we want to help them bring it to the world.
I think that's important, and that's even just one leg when I look at this project.
Yep.
Because when I look at this project, I think to myself, geez, 80% of American micro to small business tend to be family-owned businesses of 9 employees or less, and a lot of them have put off the growth conversation because they're looking at, wow, I got to take out a loan. Maybe I'll just be happy where I'm at and be satisfied where I'm at, where there might be a little yank here, right in here that says, I probably would love to open up another leg of my business. And what a wonderful thing that ISM and America's Real Deal can come together to show them a brand new way to approach that growth that they're looking for.
Well, and I think the secret sauce with ISM is actually the family business,
Yes.
because we need family businesses to grow.
Yes.
We really do.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate the fact that family business puts food on the table, but I have to tell you, more jobs are going to be added this year in this country by family businesses than by big corporate businesses.
You hear that?
So we need family businesses to grow, to thrive, to scale. And that is part of the equation is that a lot of times they don't know how to scale to that next level, which is really where that growth will come into play. That next level of profitability will come into play, and that's where the jobs will be added that we're talking about that we need in this country. And quite frankly, some of the coolest businesses are family businesses. And a lot of them, you know, I'm real passionate about this because I come from a family business,
Right.
meaning, you know, not only do I have a family business, but my family is a business. And so I'm super passionate about this whole idea, and we want to scale, and we want family businesses to scale. And ISM is creating a path for a family business to get the funds they need and the education they need to take it to the next level.
That's huge, because business growth could look like a new location in a new area, but it could look like moving more product. It could look like building a bigger team. And in the American family business, it could look like better training for your current team. A lot of times what we're seeing in this group is they don't have that coaching and training that a lot of the large corporations just take for granted or consider it as just the routine in the HR departments. You know, how just behavioral, sales, all of those things that in the family business sector, we're talking to Aunt Sue and Uncle Joe, and ask me how I know about Aunt Sue. I've been there a time or two. And it's wonderful to start looking at growth as though how can we actually be more cohesive in our own strategy, in our own business building, and then how do we do the rest of it, right? And
I agree.
ISM puts all those pieces together.
You know, Kevin talks a lot about a dream team, and that can be intimidating and scary for a family business because it's like, oh, my dream team has just been, like you said, Aunt Sue, it's been my husband, my uncle, my children. And so going beyond that and talking about a dream team, that can be intimidating, but the fact is it doesn't have to be intimidating. You can be so creative. One of the biggest mistakes that entrepreneurs make when they start to try to grow and scale is they hire who they can afford. Okay, that's a
Can you
huge
repeat
mistake.
that, sir?
One of the biggest mistakes that entrepreneurs make, family businesses, when they hire, the first people they hire is they hire who they can afford instead of hiring who is going to take them to that next level of growth. And if you hire the right person, they'll pay for themselves.
Absolutely.
If you hire the person that's going to take you where you need to grow, they will grow you to that point. So we talk about it as a dream team, and there's so many creative ways to have a dream team. If you need someone in finance, again, I'm quoting Kevin Harrington, he's like, I'd rather have 25% of a CFO that's going to take me to $10 million than 150% of a CFO that will only get me to $1 million. And so we often make this mistake of saying, I've only got this amount of money, so I'm going to hire that person, and then you're capped. That's all the further they're going to take you. But growth and scale and profitability means you have to have a dream team, be creative, don't be afraid to put that dream team in place and let them take you to that next level of growth and profitability.
Oh, that's just smart business, friends. And that's one of the things that you get as a contestant here when you're pitching with America's Real Deal.
That's exactly right.
You guys don't just leave them hanging. They're not just out here pitching an idea without understanding what the valuation of their business is, number one, and then what they need to do to move where they want to move.
I tell you, if you make it through the preliminary of this whole process and you end up sitting in that room with Kevin Harrington, there are people that pay 5-6 figures for a sit down with Kevin Harrington. He's not just learning about your business, he's actually coaching and mentoring you in this process. That's why they chose him, that's why they chose Forbes Riley, and that's part of the whole secret sauce of this, is that they want to coach and mentor businesses to get to that next level of growth, maybe even an exit in a public way. You know, that's like kind of the ultimate goal. I know when I got into business, I dreamed about doing that, but I didn't have any clue what that would even look like. Imagine if you had someone come alongside you and say, let's set up your business correctly now so that someday when you go and you want to have an exit, that's a real possibility. But a lot of people get to that point and say, I want to exit, and they didn't do the right things along the way, so an exit isn't even an option on the table. These guys make sure that from day one, you have the ability to exit and exit the way you dreamed that you would exit from your business. And that's kind of cool.
It's super cool. And I don't know if I can just even talk about that. The biggest thing that I got out of Adam Brantley, because we believe in being that private company, and I know many of you do too. I look at it, when I hear private company, I think I get to retain my rights. Yep. Nobody can take what I'm building. I get to do it my way, and nobody's going to come out. But there was an understanding when I started talking with Adam Brantley, and he helped me with the independent stock market, who helped me understand that there is a 30% difference in the way a business is perceived by taking those steps to set up correctly and look at an exit publicly.
Yeah, well, hey, if you don't do it right, if you don't have the right expertise, it's nearly an impossibility. So if that's something that you dream or envision for you, your business, for your family, then you've got to have the right people around the table.
Absolutely.
Now, you can pay for the right people on a one-on-one basis, and you'll end up paying 10 times what you would getting involved with people that are doing this for a broad range of companies. And so you're sharing that, and it's allowing lots of companies to experience what only a few companies had access to a few years ago. And it's only because of changes in laws, regulations, and even technology that we can have this conversation today, Susan. We couldn't have even had this conversation
Right?
2 years ago. And all the businesses that come to us, they have something in common. They're either looking for more sales or capital. So they need more sales because they've got a good product, they need to sell more, or they're looking for capital. And so you get into an ecosystem that helps you get more sales and get more capital. That's how growth comes. That's how profitability comes.
That's exciting, friends. If you don't get your fanny out here to the Stockyards over the next couple of days, and I urge you to do that. Get out here and meet these folks and find out what you need to know to get involved with pitching your business. There's a handful of things you need to know. Come out here and explore this and meet Mark and they're here. They're here.
Can I just say that that's my favorite line of the day. Get your fannies out to the Stockyards.
Out to the Stockyards.
If that isn't a compelling enough reason, I don't know what would compel you even more. Worth your time, without a doubt. Get out here. Stockyards are super cool, by the way, but that's just the beginning of what happens when you get out here, because let's say you are America's Real Deal. America needs to meet you. This is how America is going to meet the next real deal. And if that's you, get out here.